everyone, this is your girl SolieSims and welcome back to my channel. Today we are building for the first time in Tomarang, which was a world that came with the For Rent expansion, and I never used that expansion either for gameplay or even build. Like I said, this is my first build here, but when I came in this world and I chose this particular lot to build on, I decided that I really liked the structure that was here before. It was a long wooden house with an more or less open floor plan, but it was like 2 bedrooms and a one bath, I believe. And I liked that it was a fully wooden structure, and it felt like a good base to start off. So I decided I wanted to make a starter home, but I did not decide this until I was like halfway through my build. So I did do some of the landscaping on camera, as I have been doing for the last few months, but I kept for the most part, like the in-depth landscaping that was done off camera, and I did the finishing on camera. However, I did pull out the items that I wanted for each space first. I'm not particularly happy with the finishings, but that's mostly because with starter homes, you typically it has to be more sparsely furnished. Now, this is CC free. If I had decided that I was going to do it with CC, I think that it would have so much more clutter, it would have so many more items, it would definitely feel like a lived in starter home. And perhaps, I don't know, somebody else would have been able to do it if they were willing to dig through all of the debug items to make it so. But I wanted it to be, I don't know, as much of a true starter home type feel as possible. I should have also mentioned when I started that this is a more relaxed pace building. As you can see, it's not overly sped up. It is very, very slow. It's almost like I'm building at the same speed that I would have normally built, right? Anyway, initially I wanted to put a ramp up, but I figured, why not just use stairs, because that would make it accessible on either end of the building, which I did. The other thing that I did that is a little bit different, I did put in a second story. This is where the bedroom is. So this is literally 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, but you can of course rearrange the layout however you wish, or you can leave it as it is. I did an external kitchen, guys, and this reminded me so much of my grandmother's house, because my grandmom lived in a house that was originally 2 bedrooms and a very small living room space. The kitchen was so incredibly tiny. Like, if you had to think of it in Sims dimensions, it would have probably been like maybe a 3x2 tile. That's how tiny the kitchen was at her home. And she raised, I kid you not, 11 children. 11 children. Eventually they built an external kitchen, which was a wooden, it was concrete structure. I shouldn't say that. It was wood at first. It was a wooden structure just outside of the house where the kitchen was. She had a built-in not fireplace, like an oven. It was literally a concrete oven a brick oven built into the wall basically, and my grandfather made bread, etc. So it was a lot similar to like those pizza ovens you would see in the Italian pizzerias with the big thing, but on a much smaller scale, of course, to fit in the kitchen. I don't know why I'm rambling on about this, guys, but anyway, it was an external kitchen. Of course, all of this was done way before I was born. I grew up spending lots of my summers with my grandmother, and that is just, so that brought up a lot of memories for me about the space. And of course, the house was eventually expanded upon and just made it more accommodating, especially as her children got older. They expanded on the space. But anyway, so as I have been doing with any house that is Caribbean or tropical themed, I put in a breadfruit tree. And of course, that's because I believe Tomarang was made to be featured similar to the Southern Asian region. Um, and I do have a Filipina friend, and we often talk about things like similar things like the breadfruit, the root, some root vegetables, and I found that the chicken adobo is so similar to the Caribbean brown stew. So of course, a lot of our recipes cross over to each other just in different ways because we tend to use a lot of the same types of foods, which I thought was very fascinating. I was really happy about. Also, guys, I did change up the kitchen a bit because when I was done building and I had my sim play test it, I couldn't access the fridge where it was, and the shelf above the counters were too high. So I brought that down. I switched it up a bit. The fridge is now where the stove is, and there's a counter now where the fridge is. I hope that makes sense. So like I said, I made it very simple. It's very straightforward. It's not overly cluttered, and it's a fairly short video because of this. It's not an overly big house as well. It's literally just putting stuff back and forth to where it's supposed to be. The living room is very open plan. The other thing that I wanted to add is this. I initially started using CC, not even realizing, because Sixam made some beautiful CC pieces that I thought were in game because of the windows. The windows were so similar, so I had to adjust that accordingly. So when you do download this from the gallery, you do need to flag it up as having CC, but trust me, it literally does not, because I took out everything that was typically supposed to be the CC, but only after I realized that was the case. We're already approaching the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit different from what I normally do. I did want to challenge myself and do a starter home, so I hope you enjoyed this one as well, and I will see you guys again, guys, in my next video. Bye.